I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. Ebola, worshiping pedophiles, wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Barter system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. What's up?
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide down. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. It's for my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down or even seatbelted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked that caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust all some ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, use a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly though, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm data space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case. just face off. After it shaped the stages of fate, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the traffic. I go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and jackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, with the earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shy spot. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying die ops. From the skybox, I got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some ropes. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real some warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who holds who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, or turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance. Silence by clients from conspiring connivers, other aspirants of violence, terrorists of fire. Trying to giants who hide, I'm sure and defiant. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, groupies, and hyping. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-pliant. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monster is come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, or Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Akichiwa. Signs and symbols are for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, Draw. I had a vision to pass 9 year 8 circulars round. Created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezies that'll hurt you. They smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras but dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw a magic circle around me to keep me from harm. The law fat checks purposely but peep me, I'm calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that beast to a bomb. Blow the joint, just with the range, the point and the center means I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles guarded by angel of shiny elite angels. Thank you, and I of course am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern 4 corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when bro and I spit flows dope, man. Fly in the shell at Southampton, kept smoke, stay high. Years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostage. I prayed I could say I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground, way have my character. Stay fly, the conduct squared up. Self-esteem, the day sky. New God on what the world's been waiting for the days now. May I then, I don't abide by the same ethics. They feign respect, yet obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange methods. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribed by passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare I spit, but the beats churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid, and then it tried to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce it, I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle, I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, the sun lit on you false lights. Don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors with the purpose just for show. Go figure, you dig, pounding you baboon or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no iller max than me. Masturbate her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square. See the circle, if not your mask off. You poemish, dash your salt. The dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. You've an outline correction, last roll. I blast off, I crash off to the next zest of living. Sacredly sex some whose ass off. When she walked the ass off, I told back to it like who makes your Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To who they gave me the script, my ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on my circle is me. I absorb your hate and make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance this abnormal, dormant form and leave y'all right where y'all started at. Let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah. Now watch time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, weighs the heart as I sun ray my art, her mate the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, weighs the heart as I sun ray my art, her mate the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when the rhyme and bass rock. I rose up, took a shower, purified my auric field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown, chakra, core and heel. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child, resident of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace laugh or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path. Simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math. A humble beach is still a beast. Now feel the beach raft, rain fire upon them, and the internet forums, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that wore them. Destroy this de facto government and its quorums. Establish Big Ma's house so she may restore him. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, weighs the heart as I sun ray my offer make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake. Marks once we make knowledge war is when time and space. You are the great matriarch. Whether it's day or dark, create the spark. Wake the heart and time, sun ray, my offer make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake. Marks once we make knowledge war is when run and beast drop the legs post. Note to self, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and splash. Most of them got vaccinated with shifts in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grist of their cash. Sashing, watch videos without the subliminals, predictive programming weirdo. Sprung minstrel shows, the land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, like minerals, the water and skies are fried. Nuclear chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will they spot to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox off the chart. I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X marks the spot. I shine because of her, but she's the best part. A great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates this spark. Wage the heart as I sun ray, my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge war is when time and space. Rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates this spark. Wage the heart as I sun ray, my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge war is when the run and base rocks.
Yo, what's going on? What's happening, everybody? I know it's y'all's Monday. I saw people leaving out to work this morning. I was like, oh, it's Monday. I know some people question, hey, man, he really doesn't believe in time. Not at all. Not one bit. I only utilize it because of you guys. Obviously, yeah, I think YouTube, well, I don't want to give no energy. But on here, no complaining, just to explain that when I go to set up something, they put a crazy time, like 12 hours yesterday or 24 hours on the day after tomorrow. I mean, 2 days from now. And it's just funny. I just look at it and I'm like, I guess that's supposed to be an indelible mark upon me to give it energy. Like they think everything they do is to study if it's outside the paradigm to which they exist. And you got to remember that sometimes when you're building an aircraft, you have several different organizations who don't know nothing about each other. And once they successfully build these several components, this one group takes them, puts them together, boom, they got a new weapon. Now, they were questioning, 3 groups are questioning out of the several. What is this really for? And there's people want to keep notes. Sometimes they disappear or whatever. Well, the same thing goes on with all these platforms and the world you exist in, the world that you permit and allow, not knowing how powerful you truly are. So I'm going to actually pull up a couple of things. I'm not going to read a book. I decided that I was reading The Ring Cedars. I go in and out of that series quite often, and it's quite amazing. Yet you can always tell when the enemy has their hands in such a magnificent piece. When they speak of things, because the lie must be consistent. A lot of you are very unaware. We always think the riverboat, but based on 1920s and 40s movies, right? We think the Mississippi. We think the Grand Canyon. The riverboats have been all around the world. The UK, Germany, Mongolia, Slovakia, Africa. Riverboats were everywhere. And it ties into Tartary. And we're going to use the terms because I said the actual name of Tartary one time. And obviously nobody goes back to watching my videos to support the channel, to take the time to even let it play and just listen and not have to watch, which is fine. Every day I get off, I got 150. When I close this up, I screenshot it, but I'm not going to share it because I'm not here to get into the qualms. No ego to stroke. Last few videos I've had up to 300 views, and yet in here, and when I shut it down, I go over there to the witch call. This is to show you. This is giving you a platform of how consistently and consistent these things are. And I'm only going to do this in a way to extrapolate on something when we reach that pinnacle in this little rhetoric that I am delivering. So when I go over, it says, oh, 25 likes, 3 views. See, it's not supposed to be that way. So what I do is I study all the platforms. I study what they're supposed to be doing, what they ask of you. And the problem is what they ask of you is to be obedient slave. You don't know this because you believe yourself to be free. Now, you are very capable and you will be held culpable in your choice and decision makings on the slave narrative. And if you are free, you're not existing in it because you honestly and truthfully don't know about it. I need to drink this coffee and get my stomach right. Well, it's right, but you know what I mean. I used real maple syrup today. Sheesh, energy's all over the place anyway. I'm gonna share some with you, and they can watch as well, if they're not already, which is comical to say. They're watching everything you do, and which is, for me, a delight. We allow ourselves, I say, we allow us, you allow yourselves to not even walk in the shadow of the giant of your truth. Not in giants, in the giantness, in your truth. You will repudiate it because it's uncomfortable, or you just don't know. You need more sustenance. You need more things are tangible. Maps, feelings, touch, to express something, to point you in a direction, to allow you to believe. That way you can start knowing. I'm here to tell you that you know, you just refuse to know. I've read a number of books on reading bodies and this, that, and the other, and a lot of people are young to get into the CIA, certain groups like that. And I was watching a video this morning, and I said, there it goes. And she's not even aware that she's being read. They are tasked, and they're given some pretty good information to read people. It's easy to read people when you don't exist close to your truth, because deception is what you're in. It's a form of purgatory. When you free yourself, you can look like what they expect, and the narrative the rhetoric of the narrative, because only an enemy would do that, would spew. It's not for the betterment, procurement of in truth, not for anything other than entitlement and a false narrative that anybody can be sculpted and grafted into. And that's how most of the operators operate, because most of you aren't walking in your truth. I detest that word truth, but order, okay, balance. I can use that. I can use those. You can liquidate them and deprive the audience or yourself, you know what I'm saying, from order and balance. You can make it be something else. I choose to use those two because they legitimize where I'm going and hopefully where you seek to go. You know, usually you can tell if you're lying when you kind of go a laugh. Oh, there's a number of things. Your hands, how you hold, your posture, when you become, aggressive, or you're on the verge of letting go, when you haven't really attained or held yourself in truth, when there's really no calmness in you because everything has to be as I stated, many of the videos I have done, I utilize language. I said, well, I'm worse than Charleston White. It's a fact. When I choose to be for an audience, right? And I dribble and acquiesce the fact that I told you I know how to grab you. And man, y'all start super chatting and sending donations, because now I am enticing, and I'm with anticipation of knowledge, allowing you to see that I know exactly how to control you. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to bring balance. That means to free you from, and I can do that right now. I can go off the deep end and start beating a dead horse in the head, and I mean, y'all be like, oh God, whoa. I would rather you walk into your truth in existence. And then I have to be repetitive with this because for some it has to sink in. There's no way around it. And I always said 10% through conversations like obviously I can't express where and who. Only 7% of you will get it. That's me being optimistic. Okay? When I say 10. And though as cordial as it is, in the end everyone will know. And I mean the end. I am not talking some the two brown ends in a sandwich bag, and stop eating that stuff, or the bookends that hold up the clutter of books you have, probably not categorically correct or situational awareness appropriate. Can you imagine several of you, 5 or several of you, getting together? Women were unnecessary to do this. The men. Right now you have the feminist movement, right? I'm going to get back to the 7 or 5. And the feminist movement for 100 years have done nothing but the same jobs they've always done. They did not build the infrastructure. The homes you live in, majority, over 99% built by men. The roadways, though you have women working out there holding up signs, some of them will get out there, and you have a couple of ladies that became Army Rangers. Trust in me, it wasn't the one from 1960s or the 50s. They would have never made it. The woman was designed, and she's powerful. But when I'm talking about the physicality, the CIA created feminist movement that goes back before that, but pushed in the 60s, was to further create this inoculation of division. To paint it as rosy and pink, which pink is masculine and blue is feminine, to paint it in a way that it will be accepted the further you got away from your truth. Right now, today, so-called man and woman, I really don't like those terms, or 1,000% less and weaker in knowledge and everything than what you were 200 years ago. Now imagine how much weaker you were before 200 years of that. And I know you sitting here going, because you feel. The problem is you feel. You have not been able to move in a way to put away your feelings and emotions. You have been bonded to them, making you forevermore weaker. Now there are real feelings. I would like for one of you to please express to me, what is a real feeling? When you say death, isn't that a term, mourning? Isn't that supposed to be for a period for you religious individuals? The fact that you can go and read any book and they'll tell you it was based upon this religion, that religion, and then when you find out the actual etymology of religion, it was created by man-made. Yet you cannot circumvent and circumcise the lie and seek to unveil the truth. I was holding off on doing this. And some of you already got an idea, but I'm going to say it for those who don't. I have dreams. I see things. No, I don't see dead people. Well, right now I do. There's no such thing as death. If you take a painting or a canvas and you make a mosaic, or you copy something for practice purposes, if you were to slice it up, cut it up, and burn it, hold on for a minute. We'll never do that. You can be as dumb as you want. I will literally tell you limb from limb. Excuse me. And used to tear it up and then burn it with the mosaic the canvas, the acrylic, oil, or whatever it is you choose, enamel, choose to use, would it have not existed? Would it still exist? See, the weaker side, and where you are right now, convinced by an illusion of existence and lies that you have been steeped in, would say, no, you cut it up, you chopped it up, you burnt it, it's no longer here. Then how is it that you are able to speak upon it? Why is it that you can pretty much emulate or do it again? The recesses, as I call it, the Rolodex of the mind, and the fact that you were able to do something and maybe draw upon a feeling, whether you chose to or not to, in ignorance or in enlightenment, shows you that it exists. It was created. Matter of fact, it existed before you created it. Do you see how deep that is? It existed before you created it. If it did not, then how did you go about creating it or making it? Back to the several or five. Y'all are so affluent with your energy, the fauna of knowledge, of knowing, that y'all can move rocks the size of buildings, slide them. Even the earth shows you today in certain places where the energy and the vibration, the frequency moves rocks, whether in Utah or in Arizona, move rocks across the deserts. And this has been recorded, time caps over several weeks and even longer. You can probably pull it up. I've never had to look at it and Google it or anything, YouTube it or whatever. But the further you are caught in the system that a certain group pulled away, it doesn't matter how they pulled away, with no indifference, I say this, okay? They conspired against the greatest of individuals. Right now, there's an argument on TikTok with a bunch of light skins. And I have to say this, my light skinned brothers and sisters, no hate to you, because I'm not asking you to capitulate to nothing. You have always been the weaker of the species. That's why you had to be given something that was never meant for you to have, but you were meant to work beside your brother and your kinfolk in your beginning of your existence. They're debating in Japan. But the moment you show pictures from the 1920s and 1880s and 90s, 1870s, they will shut up. The problem is most people in today don't know how to argue anything because, first of all, you should not be arguing. You see that? That's what arguing is. Probably way down here. That's the society you live in today. Liberal, conservative, blah, 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 blah. And nobody knows anything. Japan was not the people you see today. Just like China wasn't. It doesn't matter what you think or believe. It's not argumentative. Oh, there were them. There were a few. But there were people situated in positions and places that were requirement, regardless of work, labor, or whatever. We're not here to get into that. Slave narrative is something new. It is. But man and woman, or woman and man, has always been a slave to a narrative that did not allow them to ascend. For those who ascended, didn't take everyone with them. But the knowledge was here. And someone, whether they laid down with one of their kind or whatever it may be, didn't want to let that go, and it had to be hushed in a secret. Sleeping with their sisters and brothers or whatever it may be. As minuscule a thing can surpass anything and become bigger than the worst of calamities. Are there other things? Why do you give it energy? Do you want to create other things? You have already created more than you can even comprehend or rationalize with. Oh, yes, y'all have created all kind of boogeymen. Y'all literally have created. And see, this is where your ignorance with me stops today. You have created things you don't have no idea about, that never existed. You know, it's like for me to have to walk around and start seeing the little goofies peeking and this, that, and other. and go up, and they know, but they don't show because I would have to do something, right? The first thing to be tested on you is babies and shots and everything. It's not medical information or misinformation or anything for the little weak things out there, because there are a lot of cowards who have to have control of the narrative because they don't have control of self. Mercury, and we're talking about the perverted form, not the real mercury, which would be I think the third or fourth liquid in abundance in Earth. Water, oil, as they call it. That's not what it is. All right. Then lead is a liquid form of lead and mercury. And they're not perverse. Just like there's a pure form of iron that will never rust. Remember, I don't know, maybe 30 videos I spoke about a pole in India that has been there for, if not millennia, or it's very old. It has never rusted, ever. But then you get an iron skillet, and the iron skillets today, you season them, and they don't hold season. What iron is it? Not just processed food is no good, but also the processed metals are no good. They don't allow frequency and harmonic balance, because you cannot step into yours because you refuse to free yourself. If you can't free yourself, then you're going to keep partaking in all the processed crap. Crude oil. Is it really crude? Back to the 5/7. Can you see that? Without touching it. Move it. And when instruments are called upon, they can design, they didn't have to design actually, and make anything at will. When I express to you that the moon is not the way it looked in its origin, you have a hard time accepting that. You can get 1,000 men and women together and they can hurl a stone to attempt to crack the ceiling that far. There is no physical weapon that can do that now. And you still deny how powerful you is. You still are indecisive and what you find yourself unworthy to make choices. You have bought into the supremacy of the unyielding, the dead. Yes, on TikTok, they're arguing about this new video game that shows Assassin's Creed or Japanese or the Black Samurai. First of all, anybody still allowing themselves to be called black, you're your own problem. Any of y'all following anybody using the word black, if you got it in your name, you are your own problem. I'm not asking you to believe or know anything I'm saying. Most people will never make the correction. You know why? Because you're weak. You have capitulated, as I stated before, and you walk in the design, and that's the reason why they want to manifest something different and change you. They're not without knowing, yet you're going to give it energy, and you're going to allow the process to actually happen, because they feed you this stuff, and you have no idea of where it's coming from. Right now, all the electricity that's running, you think that it's running off of nuclear power. You think that the electric coal fire plant was running the electricity that was going to California's and places that are running underground equipment. The machine, all this stuff is running off of you. All the cathodes and everything that are out there is pulling still. It's in a different format. Our ancestors, I worked at Thomas Edison's building. I had to. It is still pulling energy from the ether and the surrounding and you. If that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have to put a grounding rod in the ground when electric storms based on their speed happen, because you're so weak that you would die being struck by it physically, or be terribly wounded and incapacitated because your frequency is not on par. So therefore, the illusion of death, destruction, calamity, and chaos exudes and it exudes you, and the truth eludes you Because that is what you witness. That is where your focus and energy goes. I'm feared. I'm scared. It's raining. I got an umbrella with a metal rod. Like, make that make sense. Why is that over in China and everywhere else they got a wooden handle? Huh? Some places they have a little wire that touches the ground where they get rain, monsoons nonstop. You know your food and your water and everything's poisoned, but why do you have to give it energy? You're quite far from your truth. You refuse to accept what's possible. Do you understand one man and several or 10 women? It's not just to create a nation. It is because the women would dance and move together. There was no porn and no lesbianism and all what do you want to call it. No, they weren't doing that. The beauty was in the magnificence of the strength. And then y'all would say, well, if that's the case, then how do we get where we at? See, that's your ignorance. It's exactly how we got where we're at. There were a few weak strands. And when there's a few weak strands, what happens? After they see things that they either rage or angered about and don't find calmness, it's a break in the line. That one little fissure, just like the frog in the pot that is so comfortable, and then it naps, and next you know it's frog stew. Just like that little crack in the hull of the boat, and you're 20 miles offshore. And for some reason, the water gets in and creates this cavity, and then that water spreads, and you have what do you call it? Where the fiberglass and stuff start deforming and separating, and next you know you got a good little leak, and you know you only got 10 miles before it sinks to get back, and you're 25 miles away. Can you swim another 15 to 10 miles? Have you really paid attention? No, that little break, that little crevice, that going on a mountain. Let's go and make a road where we know mountain slides happen. And so we go to Kathmandu or whatever, and we're driving these trucks around. Next you know, whoa, cars, 50 lives are taken, right? Supposedly, right? That's how you fell. With the assistance of things that weren't supposed to be messed with. The moment certain groups realized they can create things when they were much stronger, well, also came in a perversion, a greed. The lie became the truth to them. And here you are, your truth is a lie. And though you're slowly waking up, they're going to shut all that down and do it again. It ends, and I'm not here to, because they'll be running around until they do all their comps and everything and realize, oh, well, it's only a 30% chance, and let's go ahead and, no, it doesn't matter. The illusion is bigger than they can even imagine. They're so deeply rooted, a lot of them aren't even who they were. And I'm not here to speak on the stuff like I stated yesterday. Because if they were that powerful, they would already just be out here shutting you down. They want to use those who are like you in ignorance. The thing they're unaware of is what the enemy has an idea that they're going to cause something to arise. Now, it doesn't mean that you physically cannot be destroyed, but you can ascend. And a lot of you don't want to hear that. You could have joined together 2 years ago, and hell, we could have been 15, 22 miles underground in a grand city. Oh, those cities existed, y'all. And they still do. Probably occupied, destroyed, or by the enemy. And y'all's ignorance is what you move on. That's what you magnify. I'm not here to beat you up. You don't need to. Y'all are not attempting to do anything. I was talking to, because I'm making my business to go down my Rolodex and call brothers and sisters. Sisters, answer the phone and talk if I call you. Stop being arrogantly ignorant. Please, trust me. Nobody, me especially, wants any of y'all's lore. I don't. All right? You'd have to be around me and get to know me so that way I can see you for what you are to say, because energy mixes, and I ain't trying to be with some old broken-ass woman. all women. You need to be women first, all right? So, with that being said, answer the damn phone and learn something. Stop being so damn the perversion that you walked into so eloquently and delightfully. Yes, a lot of you are the reason we're in the position we are in. I'm not saying it to beat you up. I'm speaking on a fact. Men, you're supposed to change that and protect them so it doesn't happen. So you don't make it personal. All right? And when you make it personal, you walk into the feelings and which extrapolate further and the lies that create more disharmony and brokenness. The truth will always be the truth. The truth shall set you free. Unless you want to hold on to your lie and you have this problem with it. And that's your problem. That's what you will feed. And the energy will become yours. Like a big old rainstorm, a monsoon, or standing under, a waterfall that's pouring down, tons of liquid. The thing is, if we don't stop, if arrogance and ignorance don't stop, how can you acquit yourself? You have to be that which stands up. And more women of power are coming online and they're realizing that they can't be showing themselves because the enemy will go for them because there's not enough strong men around to protect them. Oh, y'all have no idea. The majority of men ain't really built for it. Y'all have the illusion because of war and this, that, and other. Those individuals run around in that chaos of existence, and y'all are entertained by it because of Hollywood. They knew what they were doing. You have no idea. And you don't need to think on it to give it an energy. Let me express it to you. Okay? When you read people, you listen to their tones, their undertones. Okay? And if somebody else is doing this for you, then go ahead and pay attention to them as well. I know it's hard. It's only hard because you make it hard. I'm not saying it's hard because I agree with it's hard. No, that's the illusion that I'm giving. But I'm not giving it no energy. I'm empty when I say it. When you say it, you start digging on things that happen in your life. You know what happens with that? You emanate that energy unknown to you. Does it mean that I walk around a dumb, numb? Make that make sense. So if you're numb as things are still going on around you and react to them, are you really numb? You have to look at things in a way. I'm not saying you take a negative, negate a negative into positive. No. You just let negative be where it's at and stop addressing and dealing with it. Maple syrup binds the cinnamon, and those are to rise coffee together where you don't get the little crumps and stuff like that. And it's magnificent. This is for when I go out in the sun. For my first hour and a half, I drink about 15 to 20 drops of chlorophyll and about 10 to 12 ounces of spring water. And like I said, I won't eat until about 12 or 2 today. And then I get my second meal, which is pretty light. I got to pick up a head of cabbage and some tomatoes. I'm going to make raw cabbage and raw tomatoes with a little bit of avocado or real olive oil, cold pressed one time, not from 5-7 sources, with a little bit of salt flake and a little bit of cayenne, and I might put some Moroccan. I really enjoy the Moroccan sardines and us sprats. Like a lot of y'all buying this Bumblebee Vandy Clips. That's sprats, bro. Those are not sardines, yo. Anyway, me going off on a food tangent, which that's not real food. The food is what we're doing right here. Somebody said, "What do you mean we never ate?" Your so-called kitchen, laboratory kitchen, y'all know that's what they're one and the same. It's supposed to be your medicine cabinet, your medicinal, your factor of healing. It is supposed to be open with wind chimes. You're not supposed to be going somewhere with people grafted by a system to pick up things that are synthetic to put in something living. Yet you still maintain, yes, they lied to me, they harmed my physique, yet I'm doing everything because I don't have several women to teach them to not teach them, but let them accept what they're capable of, my guidance, to free me of that poison. And so I fight a battle on my own, which is really good. And most are going, "What, you ain't off of it?" I go 7, 8, 10, 12 days, and I take this one little piece, because the headaches that come from that is it's something else. And then when I do heavy metal flushes, your body acclimates, and your body, I don't want to give it energy. It changes. And you're supposed to change into light, for lack of better terms. Light doesn't mean bling, okay? Yet, light, okay? You're supposed to be able to walk into the darkness and create, to exist, but in a way that is a million times proportionally different from the existence you're in. That's why you cannot connect to the ether that you exist in, that you actually are responsible for. And if you're not nurtured with that from here, as a youngling returning, then how can you exercise change without knowing? I'm not telling you any secrets. I'm only expanding on something subconsciously you already know. You just refuse it. Bad choices, they say. It's just not making good choices, that's all. Or decent, or appropriate. Other choices that you should be making. Instead of you staying in a raised state, believing you have risen, and then everyone around you who was a little weaker, no different from you though, but not lesser or worse, wanting, and that wanting misdirected to look outside of themselves instead of being nurtured to look within. Because how do you look within if you don't know what you're looking for? Well, how do you know not to look within? Just because you haven't. When I say y'all are powerful, you really, really go right to Marvel Comics. I know you have. You don't know that's the purpose why they put all the Marvel and DCs and all those things out and they're still putting them out. And they do it because they knew this would come. That is confusion. You doubt it. You want me to prove it to you because some of y'all need. They put all that out at a time, and y'all saw that they were still going when you're supposed to be masked. You had people jumping in the pool swimming with a mask on. You have people locking people up fighting. You have people walking around in the costume to show you they're unethical and uneducated. We were told this is what we're supposed to do. It has nothing to do with the Constitution, the laws of the land, or being sovereign to the world. This is the consistent inconsistency. Is my beard looking like it's sideways? Oh, it's the way it's curling. Okay. I just know. Anyway, I always look at my eyes on the camera when I'm on here. Anyway. And you're always going to get the perversions because that's what they were when they went in there. Just unbeknown because they peaked. No, they're way down here. But you have the costume. You have the decence in decency. And then you have no discretion. Because you run around in a narrative with more knowledge of certain things. And then elusively, you choose to be by yourself. Isn't that how they lynched people? They would get numbers that run down on one and then strain you up. As if I don't have to listen to the fact that you know what you're talking about, unless you pull out credentials that will have a real effect. And a lot of you got these workless esquires who sue, and yet you can just go right for their trust. You can break their bank without affecting the so-called taxpayers. They got y'all deep, man. And some would say, well, listen, man, they had a choice. And I told you they're not smart. They just out with you, no smart you. I can stop everything they're doing if I wanted to. It's not about that. Balance isn't just for you, it's for them as well. You just feel like you're in a certain place. Prove it. Prove me otherwise wrong. And I'll say, well, then why are you here? The majority of you don't donate nothing for nothing. You're loose, you're nuts. I'm not cursing you. You're nuts and you think you're normal. You can't even free yourself. You can't even do simple things. I've been testing everyone. I give the majority and I say, hey, give a few dollars, everybody, and we can meet this quota. Something that you should be in because you're giving it all the way to a government that don't respect or like you and you don't argue about it. And some of you have to do something when here a little old red James Lucifer comes along. Y'all can't even go, well, here's $2, $3, Red. Help you with the books, beloved. Some of you guys think you're tough because your ego's beat. No, it's because you're effeminate. And if you was in front of me, the moment you feel like you can do something, I'll break you down. I guarantee it 110%. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. It's not ego. This is I and I knowing. Guaranteeing it. If that's the world you live in. I can usurp that all day and play with it. But I am 1,000, if not 1,000,000% facts in this narrative. You can't do the simplest things. So the men are weak. They're not protectors. And the women are not strong. When I say strong, I mean the power. The men are weak, which should be the strength. I don't think y'all get it. You think it's a play on words when the words aren't even real. You could take a whole 1,000 children and make them believe in something totally different. You can create a language and everything that they will get together and capitulate with those in tune to change it and formulate a whole new narrative and create a whole new life of people. And give them a name while you've had 100 individuals between 30 and 70 writing their new world. You're dealing with that right now. It's always a test. The test for me is a beneficial one for you. But also a beneficial one for me when I see how you move. I have names that I screenshot, that I go out to the library and print out. Just in case everything shuts down, I can go, nah, I know you, bro. You couldn't even you never gave 99 cents, $1, nothing on the simplest of things, but you was always there. Because you know why? You think you're some hood tough, this, that, you got some core morals, or you got that stupid saying, well, I ain't never. See, those so-called people that go, I never, you're the ones that are broken. Women, you give everything. So I have to give it all. And that's the reason why I keep going, because you have weak-ass men out here. While your power is in what you can do, but you don't have to give all that. Because see, that which is supposed to protect the power should be playing a bigger role, and they choose not to because they're effeminate. Whether they agree or not doesn't matter to me. You ought to see the way some of the men talk. I can't. It's not no HIPAA law with me. I ain't no big doctor, but I listen to them talk, and I hear how weak they are. I don't say nothing because I know how strong they truly are. Then I listen to the women, and I see how your power is all over the place instead of it being centered and focused. And you think that this is the answer to your power. This is your destruction. Men, this is your destruction because you can't even go through a Rolodex without 10 thumbs. Did I bother anybody? Do you feel some kind of way? Do you think I care? When will you realize that I don't care about the fictional world you exist in? When will you turn around and make a change, do the first thing, take your shoes instead of taking them off the same way you take them, put them in the same place, put them across the room, put them all the way under the bed so when you wake up, you have to think different. When you wash your face in the morning, why don't you go ahead, instead of brushing your teeth, go and eat something because your breath's going to be stank anyway, and then brush your teeth, if that's what you got to do. How many could say that you don't brush your teeth, but every 5 or 6 days your breath don't stink, you don't have halitosis and all that other stuff? I brush my teeth and floss every 5 or 6, 7 days. I don't have caked up bread, white stuff all in my teeth, and I don't, you know, my breath don't stink. A lot of times when I go around people, they every once in a while they go, "Did I smell almonds?" I farted. I'm not playing. I enjoy this little goofy world y'all exist in. I want to see y'all stop being goofies in it. I'm not bad-mouthing anybody. I know that's right off the back where everybody jumps on. And I do adore the weak ones that come and look and run. I enjoy it. Anywho, when I stated that you are more powerful than you can imagine, I wasn't making something up. But I'm not here to force feed it to you. Everyone has choices. The most magnificent thing, again, was hearing when I was talking to Ganja, yeah, I was just out grounded, brother. He didn't take his phone with him. He's not supposed to. I hope you're not sleeping with the phone and the tablet and the computer and the TV's on and plugged up. I hope the modem's not in your bedroom. Get that stuff out there. They already got enough stuff hitting you. You just want to increase it. Somebody made a donation yesterday. If you're unaware, it's surprising nobody put my Cashapp in there. Seems like Snoo's the only one that does it. Everybody else can do it, but they're too lazy. And I said, I don't want to do Cashapp, but they want to play with things because you know what they want. They got planned. You're giving it energy. You're going to keep giving things energy. So you're going to make World War III happen. You're going to all that crap. You're going to make things happen. You're going to make that. They put stuff in position and they wait for you to create the energy. They can push it a little bit and create fear, but y'all going to create it because you don't want to listen. You don't want to hear. You don't want to do other than what you think is right. Do I look like Umar Johnson? Huh? Do I look like Hal Celestia Marcus Garvey? No, somebody said I look like Einstein. Shut up. Do I look like any those traitors? Stokely Carmichael. I'm not going to name all of them. Yeah. Do I look like any of the fools of the past or today? I look how I choose how I want to look. Okay? I'm not here. You can make me rich. 50 of y'all couldn't make me rich together. Humble the French. Appreciate the donation, brother. Okay? Huh. Shoot. $2 here. $4, $5. Man, y'all, somebody could donate. Somebody donated $660. They were sending somebody. I had to pay it back. Right? So I bought about $500-something, almost $660 of books. My cash. And I was in bed. I was like, and something said, wait, should I call her and ask, you know? She got in touch with me real quick. Oh, I made a mistake. And so then I got this thing from somebody else asking for like less. And I was like, who are you? So then I sent the money back to her. And I was like, well, I ordered the book. I was like, yo, this is why I got to get these books. Because I'm like that. Because I really enjoy reading to you guys. And but we're getting to a point where reading is not going to do nothing. So I had to do something different. And I'm going to keep doing something. I'm still going to read. I'm still going to do different things because I don't care about who else comes or leaves. My concern is that 7%, hopefully 10. Everybody else, well, you have your choice. Stay liquidated. Whatever. Stay in your belief, your religion, whatever it is. I don't care. I really don't. Not at all. I'm going to show it to you. Because I don't like over and over and over and over. That's the last thing I like doing. Sure. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna show it to you. Let me see if I can't make it large. So here is this is me. All right. So-called dollar sign. That's not really what that is. Indian Jim 1. All right. For those, if you want to donate, if you want to. And I withdrew and direct deposited in I have 3 accounts. Well, the third one was for, who remembers me when I came up and says, hey, look, I know where there's land at. I can get it pretty cheap. You donate. Everybody was to donate $100, you know, for like five months. I could have got like 60 acres and been like, look, this is your acreage. This is your 2 acres. And that's all for a couple $100. Like, and everybody could have started building. I would have been like, look, I took some of the money and bought lumber and concrete. It's all palletized, coupled with tarps. When you guys come out here, we've already walked. This is how high the high elevation is. Tools. The thing is, I got to be in a religion. I got to be pushing some fake black thought. Anyone call themselves black, you's a fool. You really are. You are what the enemy has created, and you're giving it energy. And I know it's hard for you to let go, ain't it? Because you're weak. Okay? So yeah, that's the Cashapp. Oh, baby girl Slaughter just popped up. No, beloved, appreciate it. I already shared a book that I'm thinking about getting. I really want to read to you. I've been reading. I'm on book 5 of the Ring Cedars. It just reminds me of things, that's all. And today we'll come back. I didn't come back on read yesterday because I wanted to change the narrative up. Because it does say, you know, every once in a while, there's a little this, that, and the other. Just take a break. So I uploaded a couple of videos. I hope you enjoyed them. But the Signs of the Sacred Creation, I want to break down something else. I told you that niece, I'm Baby Girl Slaughter. She did an excellent read on it. I just have to break down some things because I'm a little further in the eccentric, esoteric part of it than all of you. And y'all need to know a very important thing. And I know some of you think you know. You can look up when was religion created for those who have a hard time to accept it. But a lot of people are very. You can see the part people play in the creation of a new civilization and the narratives and what they paint. We're not out of the old. Just bought into the new one because of the lies. How many of y'all know that I'm into the Vedic ideology and stuff that's based on the Gujars, the Hindustans, which Theosophical Society, which is the point of, I will never say no return, but the change, the manifestation of things different, the imbalance, unbalance. So I study these things because it's paramount to start connecting and bringing things back in line. Now, I know that's too heavy for you guys, like a stone sitting in your back, but you have to become the teacup, and you must pour out your so-called righteousness and fill the chalice that opens up so that you become your own grail. Now, I'm not the mantras and the sutras. I've been doing this for so long that I had to allow myself to see things and pay attention to the beasts, the sea animals, unless you want to be human, and things physical around you. Now, what I was going to share to you, when I was grounding this AM, I have an exercise that I do I haven't shared with none of the brothers yet. And I know somebody was watching, right? Through the glass. When your peripheral and everything's working, you can see things move in the teeniest of places. Tedious. So I started doing what's considered, you can call it small cloud hand. You know, large cloud hand is like this. And what's happening is what you're doing, you're supposed to be taking the energy around you, and you're supposed to be refocusing it for the center. So what I do is I bring it to the lower, and I do it very small. And in doing that, I'm breathing in my nose and out my nose and mouth. And I have to keep the same thing. But the thing is, it becomes almost where it's natural. There's no, it's almost, your hands become cool. And right when I start refocusing and gaining center, and right here, when you do this is an opening channel, and it really works. The birds came and landed right behind me and started chirping and singing. My cat was freaked out because Al's out there when I'm doing it, sitting beside one of the, I gotta share this, I'm a storyteller, real ones, by the flower pot, which I have situated a certain way. And they were attempting to come over to me, and I did my hands back over, and I turned around towards them, and it was a delight, and they didn't want to leave. Then the crows started gathering on a tree, and then you could see people starting to move. And I pushed my hand up, and every one of them, I wasn't no waving and going crazy. The guy was walking out who works here, and I just took my hand in front of me and raised my hand up, and all of them flew away, and my cat ran in the house. And he looked, and he walked around me. It's unimportant what the world sees. It's the fool's world is only important to the fool, and you can't see beyond that. I have nothing to say. And I didn't mean, because they saw it, that's why I'm saying it. I didn't mean for it to work that way or for it to happen that way. But I just knew that it wasn't supposed to happen that way. So, and if you want, he's right out here right now working. I can go and ask him, hey man, you want to tell him what you saw? And first, I know he was standoffish when I went up to him. You all right, bro? ¿Qué pasa, amigo? And he was like, and he went, and I was like, no, you saying things. I had to do that. You're saying things. Yeah. So believe in what you want to believe. Choose what you want to choose to know and don't know. Keep following the same thing, the precursors to your existence. That means you're only going to seek out those things that keep you comfortable. Some of you are pretty open and you're willing to look at some things, but you're so unpragmatic. You're in a rush, and you won't take the slightest hint because you're too busy go, and you don't even know where you're going. Like I said, you're a product of their institutionalization. And a lot of you don't want to be otherwise. Because then, in your facsimile of understanding, is you become beneath and below. If that ain't backwards, boy, I tell you. Let me shut you guys off. Obviously, they want to hide me and everything, which is fine. When I say things too, there's some things in reverse, and the energy is well directed. Ganja, it's good to have you here, brother. Jay Davis, what's up, beloved? He's at work. A lot of these individuals are at work. Baby Girl Slaughter's Grand Ascension. It's beautiful to have you here. Sister Dion, it's good to have you. Benji, Mac, what's going on, beloved? T. Hines, Grand Ascension. Snoo, Baby Girl. Lloyd, what's going on, beloved? Whatever, Neshi. Agidoi. Lamarcus, what's happening? What's going on, beloved? Anyway, I hope that was I just want to shout everybody out before I say anything else. Anyway, yeah. Y'all don't have to say what you do or this, that, no. That's unnecessary. Just keep doing. That's what matters. If I point out something, it's only because I want to change the illusion. I need your support and your help. Is that what y'all want to hear? I can buy every book by myself. Easily. I do things because y'all need to know, in order to move a mountain, you need to be as one voice. And here, We can't even have people to be as one to get books. I mean, I know that's a gut punch, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go take all this off, put my tank top on, go back out here in the sun, get my little beach chair. I was supposed to go to Wild Week this morning. I looked at the witch card. It looked like a lot of them foreigners is out there. There ain't no such thing, but you know what I mean. They're foreigners because they don't know their truth. And I was going to take my little chlorophyll and stuff and go out there and sit in rotisserie with my big beach blanket and, you know, kind of get bacon toasted brown or mushroom bacon toasted brown. So I'm just going to sit out here and let my sores and all that, I'm sore from working out, and let that heal up, drink my chlorophyll, and then have my stewed fish, you know what I'm saying, with my first meal. Anyway, I appreciate y'all, man. I don't use the word love. I don't believe in that word or that term. I know for a matter of fact, it is not what it is. But I am eternally bonded to y'all. And if you could only see how so, then you realize that you're eternally bonded to me. And in my family, the men, my Uncle Reggie, Uncle Gary, we have a thing, and y'all don't see it most of the time unless I'm driving, which most people never pay attention to. When we sometimes we turn our eyes, we do this thing with our eyes. It's a roll. And so I enjoy when individuals think they know what they're looking at, or they attempt to read that. I hide it most of the time, but we have shallow eye sockets, so our eyes look pretty big. Otherwise, they're really slanted, and because they protrude out, the sockets aren't so, we have the sloping heads of the ancient ones. It's just the way it is. And we have the shovel teeth, if you know about that. Most of my family, they pull all their teeth because they find no purpose. There's no reason to make harmonic dissonance and this, that, and the other because there's so much dissonance. But I'll keep mine until I find no need for them. You know what I mean? It's a lot to be learned. Short time to learn it. I didn't come on YouTube to be this great, phenomenal speaker of more BS and lies. I only came to seek balance. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. All right. Ladies, men, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, right? They go together. See y'all here in a few hours. I'm about to go out here and get some of this wop. The sun is right there, and it's like, and that means I'm getting a little toasted. You see, I got a little darker, right? Take everything off, let my little poop off, my little so-called six-pack, which I still got. I just got a little bit of, potatoes and flour from eating all that fried bread and Navajo tacos, which is delicious. Let the sun do its healing things, all right? So, what was that? Why do they do this all the time? They cut off the messaging coming through. Raining here and here. It's raining again? Craig, what's up, beloved? Y'all just popped up. Everywhere I go to the birds follow. I remember I saw a hawk and it was flying over me, but saw this person who ended up being fake, so he kept flying. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't even see nothing. I couldn't see like water, brother. Beloved, like water. Equator, what's going on, beloved? Anyway, I'm gonna shut it down on 1 hour and 18. I really wanted to speak only 45, but I reckon I really wanted to speak a little longer because we're at 1 hour and 18 minutes. Let me get off of here. I'll see y'all in a few hours. When we come on, we're going to pick up. We're going to hit a little sacred secretion, and we're going to read the books that we're reading. And if I have another epiphany, then I shall come on and share that with you. It's not an epiphany. I have a lot to say. But I know, baby steps. I just felt this was important for you to know it. Because you need to have it beaten like a drum. Like the two-step. Like the camel walk. You need to have it and hear it over and over. And stop listening to the pale skins who don't know nothing about anything. Okay? Because they feel like if they tell history and they cut themselves out, then they deny themselves. That's where they fell. They need to tell the truth of history, to which 99% don't know. All right? Again, appreciate y'all so much. You can donate. It ain't going to kill you. I don't care if it's 50 cents, $1, which would be 50 cents. That's probably what costs to pull it out. But $1, whatever. If it ain't going to hurt you. So we can get these books. I said, I just looked this AM, and I saw that the French donated the 5, and I appreciate that, beloved. But yeah, some of the books are kind of expensive. I figure those ones will be more meaningful, that I don't have to sit there and break down. Because breaking stuff down sometimes is pretty, you know what I mean? So, I don't want to give it energy. I'm serious when I say this, don't want to give stuff energy. It's because you process the thought here doesn't mean you got to speak it aloud. You can know without actually extrapolating. All right? That's another, we'll get into that another time. Anyway, again, see you guys in a few hours.